actually planning on doing a video tonight. We just had high wind warnings issued for parts of the region, so figured I better jump on here and talk about it. Also seeing some pretty major wildfires across the area tonight. East Bernstead had a super scary situation earlier. If you see that video that Crime with Bobby posted, woo, over at East Bernstead, it's unreal. We're gonna get everything shared out on social and get going. Let me know where you're watching from tonight. Probably should mute my phone. Share out the YouTube link, then we'll get started. At least the cats took care of business tonight. Always good to see the cats doing well. Share. All right, we are shared out. We are going to get started here in just about 30 seconds. High winds are going to roar tonight. It's not every day you have a high wind warning issued for your backyard, at least here in Kentucky. All right. Dwayne, good to see you. Marjorie, good to see you. Thank you all for tuning in. Happy to do these. Even though I wasn't planning on one tonight, I thought things were looking kind of on track. I was a little wore out after the UK game. Thought, hey, we're doing okay. But Weather Service went and put a high wind warning out for parts of southern Kentucky. We already had one up in Harlan and Letcher County. That was nothing new. But just within the last 30 minutes to an hour, a high wind warning was issued for portions of Laurel, McCreary, Pulaski, Rockcastle, Wayne, Whitley counties. High wind warning until 3 a.m. Wednesday morning, then a wind advisory from 3 to 7. Damaging winds will blow down trees and power lines. Scattered to widespread power outages are possible. Travel will be difficult, especially for high-profile vehicles. Gusty winds will blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down, and a few power outages may result. So that is what we are looking for under this high wind warning for portions of southern Kentucky. And yes, I do realize I'm stepping on the president and his speech. I know a lot of folks are watching that, so I understand if folks are wanting to watch that because that is certainly a big deal as well. But for us in the world of weather waits for no man. And with that high wind warning, I wanted to get out here and talk about it. Now, this is something kind of rare here in southern Kentucky. This is not something we see too often. This product is issued typically when we expect wind gusts sustained over a couple hours for over 50 miles per hour wind gust. And that is enough to definitely cause some issues. You can get shingles ripped off the roof, tree limbs knocked down, weak trees uprooted, power lines crashing into things, causing power outages, stuff going into the power lines. You want to make sure the lawn furniture is secured. I'm getting ready to run out as soon as this live's over and make sure my grill covers are secured to the grills, because batten down the hatches, Nelly. It is going to blow in hard tonight. We're going to switch over to Radar Omega. Take a look at what the radar is showing. Thankfully, no severe weather tonight. The severe threat has not materialized. All the energy stayed off to the south. Everything kind of happened earlier in the day down across portions of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arkansas. So here in the Bluegrass, we are just dealing with the wind. Now, granted, this wind is super intense, and I want to show you how big this storm is, because this storm is just really, really incredible in its radar presentation right now. I have not seen a textbook comma cloud like this in quite some time. You see how that storm is shaped like a giant comma? That indicates that it is an incredibly strong area of low pressure. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings down across the deep south, down near Mobile, Alabama. I'm sure Ryan Hall and Max Velocity are covering those fine folks right now. Up on the northwest side of the storm, we have blizzard warnings back into portions of Nebraska, Iowa, northern Missouri. Heavy snow is falling right now in Omaha and Lincoln, and we are just seeing a ton of wind from the pressure gradient of this storm system, and it is going to pass off to the east as we go through the overnight tonight. In fact, that wind has been just absolutely ridiculous. Let me blow up the Mesonet map here and let y'all take a closer look at some of these readings. You're seeing readings of 44 miles per hour, 42 miles per hour, and some of those pinks. That's just within the last hour, max wind gust. And we've seen gusts that strong and stronger earlier this evening, and they will continue to intensify as we go through the overnight. How strong may the winds get? Well, let's take a look at some of the computer model data. First, before we get to the wind, I just want to show you how the rain plays out tonight. Couple hours of rain, not worried about flooding. I think this is going to be a quick enough hitter that we don't have to worry about flooding. What I am slightly concerned with is we may see a few isolated showers or thunderstorms fire off tomorrow around lunchtime. There may be some gusty winds, another round of 40, 50 mile per hour winds with that. And then we transition to scattered snow showers tomorrow night. Not a ton of snow, but a little bit of snow out there. Now, the wind, that's what everybody's wanting to talk about. Here's the latest run of the HRRR model. This is starting pretty much an hour from, or 2 hours from now, 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern, showing wind gust in London 45 to 50, Somerset 50 to 55, down around Lake Cumberland 60 to 65 mile per hour wind gusts. Over in the southern end of Leslie County, some 60 mile per hour wind gusts. The mountains of Letcher and Harlan counties, some 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So those high wind warnings look to be like they're heading our way. By midnight Central, 1 o'clock Eastern time, 50 mile per hour wind gusts, London, Corbin, Williamsburg. You're probably pushing 60 at this point. Same for our friends over towards Monticello, Stearns, Lake Cumberland, Russell Springs, 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts, 60 over in Somerset. We take you a little bit further in the future. Holy cow, Southern Perry County. Amanda, if you're watching, batten down the hatches, honey. 75 to 80 mile per hour wind gust, if that model is right. I hope it is wrong. May send her a text just in a second. This run of the HRRR just came in. I am just seeing this data for the first time right now, and it had not went that high just yet. So winds roll through. We'll see a break in the action early tomorrow morning, and then they kick up again into that 40 to 50 mile per hour range during the late morning and early afternoon. And we stay windy most of the day tomorrow, friends. Even into the evening hours, we're still seeing gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour. This storm really doesn't calm it down until we get into Thursday. And we will likely see some very intense snow squalls, some wind whipped snow tonight, or not tonight, excuse me, tomorrow night across southern and eastern Kentucky. So big storm system as far as how strong it is. Not expecting widespread severe, not expecting a ton of snow, but just the amount of wind. Already seeing 35 mile per hour wind gusts in Stearns. Amy, thank you for sharing that over on YouTube. This is definitely going to be a storm system that could cause power outages. Let me see if I've got the old power outage scene working. Tried working on this the other day, was having some mixed results with it. Let me refresh that real quick. Yeah, already seeing some outages down in Monroe County, Adair County, Russell County. And I suspect that map is going to grow a little bit more widespread through the overnight tonight. So that is something we will watch. Also, what we're watching, besides the wind, a little bit of snow tomorrow night into Thursday morning. European model, not very impressed. Just telling you that right now. The GFS a little bit more so. Somerset, maybe a half inch to an inch. Same story in London and Corbin. You get down into Harlan County, Letcher County, 1 to 2 inches possible. I don't know if I'll go quite that high, but I can't rule it out. The HRRR is also kind of mirroring that, just with the higher resolution data. The Icon model, similar idea. Same with the NAM. So there may be something to a little bit of higher elevation snowfall tomorrow night with less snow in the lower elevations. In fact, the high-res NAM trying to put down 3 or 4 inches up on Black Mountain tomorrow night. That's something we'll have to keep an eye on. But even there, I don't think Bell County will see 1 to 2 inches, but you could see a little bit up in the mountains above Bell and Harlan County, right there on the Virginia border. So we'll just have to wait and see how everything plays out with the snow. I don't think it's going to be a big deal snow. The roads are too warm for most of this to stick. But it definitely could cause some visibility issues just because the winds are going to be ripping so hard tomorrow night. Still going 30 to 40 miles per hour. Could be near blizzard conditions with just not as intense of a snow as you would normally see with a blizzard. But a lot of wind whipped snow possible tomorrow night. But tonight, just worried about straight up wind gusts, 50 to 60 miles per hour. Belinda Smith, my mom, hi mom, asking where storm's going to be tonight or tomorrow night. Tonight. Here in Laurel County specifically, the worst of the wind should move in. We can show you that here in just a second. Should move in probably between 1 and 3 in the morning for London and Corbin. Kind of that 2-hour window between 1 and 3 is when I'm pinpointing the biggest of the winds here in Laurel. Other questions I will be happy to answer. Once again, if you're just joining us, my name is Meteorologist Shane Smith. I'm a meteorologist based out of London, Kentucky. We are live streaming on Facebook and YouTube because a high wind warning has been issued for a few counties in southern Kentucky, including Laurel County, Rockcastle County, Pulaski County, Whitley County, McCreary County. That also extends back over into the Lake Cumberland region. That also includes the towns of Russell Springs, Jamestown, Albany, and Monticello. So you got Laurel, Whitley. Let me get the one over here. Clinton and Russell counties. That was the one I was struggling with. Clinton County. Sorry, folks. But yeah, wind gusts tonight upwards of 60 miles per hour, according to our friends at the National Weather Service. That area kind of in no man's land between the Jackson office and the Louisville office. So that's why you got a difference kind of in the wording between those two warnings. Trying to click off that, having to find a blank spot on the map. Not many of those tonight. Even outside of the high wind warning, most of the state is under a wind advisory tonight. As far as wind gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour. So the kind of the tan color, 40 mile per hour gusts tonight. The orangish brown, 50 to 55, maybe even 60 mile per hour wind gusts. Corey Bradshaw on Facebook asking 1 inch of snow for 1 inch around 1 for Russell County as far as the timing. Yes, around 1 o'clock for Russell County. Maybe even just a smidge before that. Let me pull back up the wind map, take a closer look at that for you. So here we have Russell County, just to the west over Pulaski. Maybe just a skosh earlier than that. I'd say the worst would come through Russell County between about 11 and midnight out there. Well, be 10 o'clock, excuse me. 10 o'clock Central, 11 Eastern. I know you guys are Central Time out in Russell County. Always trips me up how the Central Time Zone just kind of juts into South Central Kentucky like that. So, once again, gusty winds, power outages an issue. I can tell you this wind is knocking around vehicles. I was driving between London and Corbin earlier this evening, and a couple gusts around 40 came in, and I felt it in my little Chevy Colorado pickup. And if I'm feeling it in a pickup, you know those semis and those big box trucks are feeling it. So be careful if you're on the interstates and on the parkways tonight, especially our east-west running highways, because that wind is going to be mainly southerly, at least for the initial onslaught. That could cause some issues for them, and then as the front passes and the winds shift more westerly, you got to worry about your north-south highways. Any other questions on Facebook or YouTube? Once again, gusty winds tonight going to lead to some potential for power outages. We will likely see a lot of limbs down on the road on the way to school tomorrow. Maybe even some schools maybe having to delay or call off on power outages. We'll have to wait and see how everything plays out overnight. Not a ton of outages right now, but we will refresh that, see how it does through the hours tonight. Yeah, we've already jumped up about another 600 or so customers. Those numbers really starting to pick up over in Adair and Russell counties. I suspect we'll see that number go up. Also, Letcher County now up to about 250 outages or so. Once again, we can pull up the Kentucky Meso net, and see the gust recorded within the last hour, and several stations now starting to approach 50-mile-per-hour gusts, and unfortunately it is going to get higher as we go into the evening and overnight. Ethel saying horrible wind up on the mountain top of Perry County. Ethel, I'm not surprised. I know even here in London during the afternoon at school, you could just hear the wind rip past the building, and just the whistling sound it created. It was pretty unsettling. And unfortunately, we're going to keep this gusty wind around through most of the overnight and most of the day tomorrow. Now, it won't be as strong tomorrow, but we'll still see some gusts tomorrow, pushing 30, 40, maybe even 50 miles per hour if we see a few thunderstorms fire up tomorrow midday. Forgive me, folks, getting a little bit of water to hydrate. Calm right now in Williamsburg. That is good to hear. Marjorie, give it a couple hours, and I think it's going to get a little windy down in the Berg. So if you are new to the channel, thank you guys for checking us out, either here on Facebook or over on YouTube. You can please hit that follow button and like our content, react with it. That'll get it more in your feed. Turn on notifications if you guys want to know whenever I go live or I post a new video. I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent with my posting right now as I can. But yeah, we're seeing very strong wind gusts, and we continue to have that high wind warning for the next several hours. For Letcher and Harlan counties and Laurel County, Whitley County, Rockcastle County, Pulaski, McCreary, Wayne, Clinton, and Russell counties. All right, so with that, we're going to wrap things up for now. we'll probably, I don't know if I'll go live tomorrow or if we'll just do a little video update to talk about the snow chances tomorrow. Once again, just to reiterate on the snow, I know a few folks are wondering what's going on with it. I am not expecting a lot. This is kind of the high end, what the North American Mesoscale model is showing. Maybe a half inch to an inch London, although we're going to have to put down a lot of snow quickly to overcome a warm ground. I'm not saying it's impossible. It certainly is possible, but to get into those 1 to 2 inch ranges where like the blues are showing up, it is going to have to snow quite hard in a short amount of time to overcome that warm ground. So we'll watch that tomorrow. The big concern for the overnight is the high winds. That storm will bring in some rain through the overnight. Not expecting any flooding. Thankfully, it should move through quick enough. But high wind warnings remaining in effect through early Wednesday morning for Harlan and Letcher counties and Laurel, Whitley, Rockcastle, Pulaski, McCreary, Wayne, and portions of Russell and Clinton counties. Wind gusts 55 to 60 miles per hour, maybe even stronger than that possible tonight. So thanks for tuning in, folks. I'm meteorologist Shane Smith, and until next time, take care.